This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. And quite simply, you can't follow up game number 2 of the second round against the Vegas Golden Knights without at least acknowledging, yes, obviously the craziness that that game had, but the overwhelming, incredible game, series, playoffs, career that Leon Draisaitl is having with the Edmonton Oilers, and especially here in the second round and the first round against the past two opponents, the LA Kings and Vegas Golden Knights. Friends, it is, without a word being missed, unbelievably mind-blowing to see what Leon Draisaitl is doing for the Edmonton Oilers currently. Friends, before we get into too much of detail for this video, what I need you to do right now, that's the Sportsnet scoreboard from last game. I need you to hit that subscribe button for me. I would love to have you aboard for more Oilers discussions like this. And if you're new to the channel for the first time, you haven't checked out a live stream yet, you definitely have to get in here and check out one of those live streams. Whether you watch during the game or just during the intermissions, I don't really care. Come on in, hang out, and find out everything you need to know here on Dolany TV during these Oilers playoff games we've got going on. All right, I can shut up right now about that because we got to get over to this right now and talk about what we are talking about for real. Leon Draisaitl here. This is the Sportsnet stats tweet from last night. Most goals in the first 2 rounds of a single postseason in the NHL playoff history. Newsy Lalonde obviously holds the record at 17. The next is Reggie Leach, who holds the all-time playoff goal scoring record in a single playoffs, by the way. That is who Leon Draisaitl is chasing this year, and we'll see if he can do it. Obviously, Tim Kerr's 1 ahead of Leon Draisaitl for now, and Draisaitl comes in tied for 4th with Joe Sakic with 13. Goes 19 and 18 are the 2 big numbers you're looking to get into if you are Leon Draisaitl at current. So Draisaitl about 6 goals back of the all-time playoff goal scoring record tying goal. That would be absolutely insane. But the fact of the matter is here, Leon Draisaitl is not even halfway through the playoffs, and he has a chance to potentially break that record prior to getting into the conference finals. And that is absolutely, like I said, unbelievably mind-blowing what Leon Draisaitl has done and will continue to do in these postseasons. If I may, I will read right now your stat line from Leon Draisaitl in the 16 games played against the Colorado Avalanche, Calgary Flames, and Los Angeles Kings last postseason. 16 games played, 7 goals, 25 assists, 32 points, a +4, 6 penalty minutes, points per game averaging 2.00, 3 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal, 1 game-winning goal, and 44 shots on net for a shooting percentage of 15.9% and a 21 minutes and 22 seconds time on ice. Now you flash forward 1 year to 2022-2023, and you look at Leon Draisaitl's stats here, where previously in the playoffs he had in, I guess you could say, 37 games, scored a grand total of 18 goals over the course of his career. In 8 games this year, he has scored 13 goals, 4 assists, 17 points. So his second best playoffs ever, by the way, and quite shy of that 16 game mark, but on pace to outdo it. +6, 6 penalty minutes, 2.13 points per game average so far this playoffs. And it seems with Leon Draisaitl, we've watched him just put up more and more points, more and more goals as these playoffs go along. Hence game 1, hence game 2 against the Vegas Golden Knights. 6 power play goals for Leon Draisaitl. So he almost has as many goals as he did last year through 16 games in 8-9 games in 1 postseason here this year on the power play. That is insane. I don't know how to put it any other way. That is insane to think that Leon Draisaitl is doing that kind of thing. Shorthanded goals, nothing there. Game-winning goals, nothing there. of the 31 goals that Leon Draisaitl has scored in NHL playoff games, a grand total of 2 of them have been game winners. That's the interesting part here. Leon Draisaitl is not winning the games for the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl is either keeping the Oilers in the games or making sure that the game gets into big-time winning column territory for the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, right, you look at Game 2, you look at Game 1 against the Vegas Golden Knights, both of those worlds kind of colliding here through the start of the series. 34 shots on goal through 8 games for Leon Draisaitl, on pace to absolutely obliterate his previous record of 44 in 16 games. Albeit, I guess we could be arguing if Leon Draisaitl was healthy last playoffs, we're looking at a completely different playoffs and a completely different outcome for the Edmonton Oilers, more than likely, in the Western Conference Final, potentially into the Stanley Cup Final. But you look at it here, is now we're seeing that fully realized superstar, greatest of all time playoff performance from Leon Draisaitl right now. And this is where we're at, 38.2% shooting percentage for Leon Draisaitl. The man is 40% of the time thereabout shooting the puck to the back of the net when he releases it on net from his stick. Think about that. Absolutely think about that. If you could, where the regular odds are about 17 all the way down to 8% is about where you regularly operate. If you could 40% of the time do something rather than 8 to 17% of the time, I think you would be, oh my goodness, why can't I do this all the time? So that is absolutely unheard of numbers. Draisaitl's previous, back in 16-17 in that magical playoff run back then, 27.3%. He's outdoing that by a grand total of almost 11 more percent. And you know what? He has 13 goals in 8 games as opposed to 6 goals in 13 games that year. Now, yes, the average time on ice for Leon Draisaitl is at 23 minutes and 11 seconds so far this playoffs, which is not his previous career high in the playoffs, being 31.5 or 31.55 in that series against the Winnipeg Jets, the sweep back in 21. But you think about it here for Leon Draisaitl, just that, like, those numbers alone are mind-boggling to just try and comprehend and understand. But you look at this stat that I've still got up here on the screen for you. Let me turn my hands properly, sorry. Newsy Lalonde put up 17. Now, 17 is a crazy number, and oh my goodness, how do you do that? Check the dates on that. 1919. More than 100 years ago that record was set. So, I'm sorry, you know as well as I do, the NHL game has evolved a ton over the past 100 plus years. And to think that Leon Draisaitl will likely, so long as this game goes 5, 6, 7, which is minimum going 5, but I think 6, 7 is a safer bet, set a new all-time record for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. And very well, if it goes 6 or 7, Leon Draisaitl in 2 rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs could set the all-time goal-scoring record just between the LA Kings and the Vegas Golden Knights as opponents. Never mind the Dallas Stars, the Seattle Kraken waiting in round 3, and whoever awaits us in the Cup final should we get there. It is absolutely unbelievably mind-blowing, everything I have just told you. If you would have told any Oilers fan the day Leon Draisaitl signed his $8.5 million contract to be an Edmonton Oiler for as long as we possibly could keep him at the time, would they have believed that Leon Draisaitl would, one day have his best shot ever at lifting the cup while simultaneously setting record after record after record after record in the Stanley Cup playoffs alongside his good buddy Connor McDavid and the rest of this absolutely unbelievable Edmonton Oilers squad? I don't think anybody would have said, hey, that's what's going to happen. But now you've got quotes from Connor McDavid saying, some nights, most nights, Leon Draisaitl is the greatest player in the game, right? That's paraphrasing it. There's a lot more to that quote. But to have Connor McDavid, right? We're not talking about Klim Kostin. We're not talking about Devon Shore. We're not talking about Philip Broberg saying that. We're talking about the greatest player of our generation, the greatest player potentially to ever lace up skates in the NHL, depending on the outcome of the rest of his career. Obviously, Gretzky's numbers era adjusted and stuff maybe start a different argument, but think about that. Connor McDavid is calling his co-star on the Edmonton Oilers the greatest player in the game. That, my friends, is the most unbelievably mind-blowing thing of all of this. That is how much praise, that is how much deserved recognition that Leon Draisaitl is getting for the player he is in the clutch, delivering as the Oilers chase down during their best stretch of hockey in the time I've ever been an Oilers fan, the Stanley Cup for 2023. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolany TV. You can tell I wanted to do this video, right? I was chewing on this out on the back deck as I was thinking after watching the first video go up, but I needed to get this up. The live stream for tomorrow will be scheduled later this evening following dinner, but for right now, I'm going to get back to that back deck, enjoy the beautiful weather that the rain has brought from last night. Brought out the grass, it's green, it's gorgeous, and I hope for those of you up in northern Alberta tonight, the rain, as much needed as it is bringing some relief to your minds as well. And I'm hoping that everything is going as well as it possibly can, and that you will get some good news here soon if you have indeed been evacuated or are on evacuation alert. My friends, stay safe. We'll talk tomorrow night between the Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. A 6:30 p.m. puck drop, so I'll be live. I don't know if 6 is going to happen, but 6:15 we can probably hit that, and we'll get going from there. I'm Tyson. This is Dolany TV. I am up on out of here.